The year is 1988. The Soviet Union is still together, and we're on episode 3 of Crisis in the Kremlin. We've just got rid of Boris Yeltsin, and who knows what this year's going to have in store for us. Welcome back to Crisis in the Kremlin, my friends. We start with the Brits and their news. What are they going to tell us today? Oh, here he's... I told you he hadn't gone anywhere. I told you Boris Yeltsin wouldn't go anywhere. Boris Yeltsin today made an appearance in Red Square. Thousands turned out to show their support for him. Flipping Boris Yeltsin. He's like a bad smell. He just won't go away. What does that mean for us? Well, it's March 1988. And we're going to have our May Day policy decision soon. Again, we're taking things slow and steady in this attempt to survive in the Soviet Union. Oh, there we go. We can breathe. We can breathe after that first minute or so of action, because this game does not have a pause. The months just keep on going, and we sit and panic. So welcome back to episode 3. Thank you so much for watching this. This video, this series, has been surprisingly well received. For a channel that has mainly done workers and resources, I know that it's a similar topic, but there's been a few of you who've commented and enjoyed, so thank you, and thank you for watching. Like, it really does mean a lot that people are interested in this. If you're new to the channel, and this is your first episode, I don't know why you'd be starting at episode 3, but hey, who knows, I may have picked a very snappy title for the episode, and that may bring you to it. Welcome, and I hope you like this absolute mess that is trying to save the Soviet Union, or at least trying to keep some semblance of order and rewrite history. The aim in this save for us, on the first instance, is to at least get to the year 1992. The Soviet Union, of course, broke apart, was officially ceased to be on, I think, the 26th of December 1991. So if we can make it to 1992, we've already beat history. We are playing as the Hardliners. We are not following Mikhail Gorbachev's path of perestroika and glasnost. We are taking our own path, but that does not mean that we are not open to reform, as can be seen here in our policy levels. So, you remember from episode 2 that I suggested that we do not try and... what's the word I'm looking for? We don't want to make change too quickly. We don't want to annoy the Conservatives in the Communist Party too much. They are our backers. They are our support base. We've already got rid of Boris Yeltsin, the radical that he was, and he's still around, so we'll probably have to deal with him soon. But let's see where we're at. So we are now perceived to be a transitional government. That's took about 2 years of saying we are a transitional government for that to happen. I don't think we should change this yet. I don't think we should move more... I mean, I'm reluctant to move towards open democratic anyway, because this is an American game, and their version of democracy is not Soviet democracy. But I think keeping us around here is okay. I don't want to move us... I don't want to lurch us too far and get a coup against us, or a vote of no confidence. Military posturing, again, great. We've achieved that. We're not moving that yet. Diplomatic policies, okay, that's good. We're now perceived to be transitional. This is a new development. We were seen to be as hostile last year, so now we're diplomatic, and that's okay. That's okay. We'll keep it at that for now. Trade policy, we're still not there. So we'll keep plugging away. Civil rights, transitional as well. We're not gonna change that. We're not doing anything too radical. And same with the media. We're not moving any of this stuff. The economics is difficult. I genuinely don't think there is a way for this game for us to start like reversing the tides of economic stagnation and changing it. This is a game of survival, and so you know what? We are not changing any policies in the year 1988. We're just going to go for it. We're just going to go for this. We're going to see what challenges come our way in 88? Because I don't know. Oh, well, the BBS, the British Broadcasting something. The US today announced a major breakthrough in the Star Wars nuclear defense program. Ugh, nuclear weapons are just redundant, aren't they then, guys? They're just redundant. I don't know what that's going to mean for us. I don't know when it comes to the budget. I suppose we're going to just... We're cutting military spending anyway, because that's how we get our money. But, oh, it's just difficult. Comrade President, the phone call. TASS, the Ministry of Propaganda are onto us. What have they said? Comrade, are ever increasing... Right. If you've been watching this series so far, you know that our ever increasing military budget is wrong. Our ever increasing military budget is driving our economy into the ground. The US is now willing to sign a treaty eliminating all medium-range nuclear missiles. This milestone of nuclear arms treaty would account for about 3% of the nuclear potential of both countries. Should we sign the treaty and hail it as an important step in halting the arms race? If not, should we reject it as an insignificance because it doesn't include a cut in the US Star Wars research? Or do we just reject it and hope your economy will catch up with the military spending? Oh, that's a hard one, isn't it? We know what Gorbachev did. Gorbachev signed the treaty, didn't he? Man. We cannot. Here is a fact. We cannot afford to keep up with military spending. We just can't. And nuclear weapons are a bit like, you've seen the budget. Our military spending is massive. I think signing a peace treaty is probably the right way to go. Rejecting the offer in favour of new programs to safeguard the Soviet economy is just not going to happen. Like, we are never going to catch up. We are never going to catch up with that spending. Reject the offer until the US cuts the Star Wars research. I just don't think they're going to do that. In the spirit of cooperation, should we sign the peace treaty? Fuck it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't know what it's going to do. The Conservatives are probably going to hate us for it. The presidents today signed the INF Treaty today in Washington, banning all mid-range nuclear missiles. This is progress. I think it's progress. I tell you, if the hardliners come at me now and say we're not happy with your radical policies, I am going to be super annoyed. Because that's not good. 88. I feel like 1988 is the year we will come out of Afghanistan. Oh, sugar. Problems, comrades. We have blight in Uzbekistan. Blight decimates Uzbek cotton crops. Consumer good loss is expected. Nothing's going right. Vladimir Novigradsky is just bringing me bad news. I need to have my icy drink to get ready for this nonsense. Right, how do we deal with blight in Uzbekistan? I don't think we can. Oh god, we got another problem. Unrest in good. Yeah. Okay, so minor unrest is seen in a few republics. Nothing drastic required. So consumer goods, as a result of Uzbekistan falling to pieces with blight. Ugh. I mean, yeah. What do we do? We can't account for blight, or can we? Things are only going to get worse. I mean, none of these say crisis yet, but they will. They definitely will. As long as we can last out the year, I'll be okay. It's certainly lasting longer than I did when I did a test playthrough where I got kicked out this, like, around this time. Right, here we go. Propaganda. What do they want? Comrade, a young West German aviator named Matthias Rust has humiliated the Soviet military by flying across European Russia, undetected and landing in Red Square. The foreign press is having a field day. You could say you're increasing military funding to demonstrate your commitment to a strong defence, or you could issue a statement lambasting the inefficiencies of the overgrown Soviet military. You might also choose this opportunity to fire numerous high-ranking officers from the dereliction of duty and replace them with people more loyal to you. Oh, okay. Okay. Right. Flipping heck, what do we do? We ain't going to increase military spending. We just can't do it. It would be mental. Just absolutely insane to do that, I think. So, do we... This is crazy. Do you know what? We're going to fire high-ranking officers and replace them with our own loyal people. It's funny, isn't it? Calls for resignation. The incident has demonstrated the incompetence at the top of our military leadership, the president declared angrily. I have demanded the immediate resignation of our highest officers. They're going to launch a coup against me. Oh no. I'm not going to survive 1988. No. Comrade President, certainly the incident with the German youth was alarming, but don't let it affect your judgment. You are letting a fluke event destroy the careers of many lifelong supporters. Okay, I feel that that's a warning to me to don't... Just watch yourself, Chris. You've been a bit too trigger happy. It's budget time. And we've got a... Oh, man. We're cutting military spending again. We're going to cut it by 7 this time. We're going to cut the troops in by some. We're going to have to cut something here. We're going to cut military research down to a 10 and space down to a 4. We'll keep the civil R&D because our policies are more domestic. That's certainly the case. We've got a domestic policy going on here. Do we cut foreign aid? It is very Tory, as I said in the last one, but what about credit payments? I don't know what that does, but I don't want to test fate. And what about here, then? I don't want to cut pensions. I feel like we could cut something from administration. We could cut that to, like, 87. And then we will put it... We've got 16 free. Let's put it into... We'll put 10 into the food. We need to bring up our services. We'll put that up to 1, 3, 6. And then we'll put 3 into imports. Yep. Does that make sense to you all? I feel like we're not balancing the budget, but like the deficit limit. Oh man, money's not real. Money's not real anyway. I don't know what we do. We can't cut much more. It's gradual cutting of military spending, isn't it? It really is. I don't want to cut the police. I don't want to cut any of this stuff. I feel we still need the public works because unemployment is great right now. We have like good employment. Yeah. Do you know what? That's what we're going with. Oh no, Estonia are not happy. Estonia are going to leave us soon. Oh, bloody hell. This is difficult. The KGB are ringing me now. Comrade, The Baltic Republic of Latvia, Estonia and Lithuania have declared that since they were not voluntarily annexed into the Union during World War II, they are now free and independent of the Union. Oh God. We are prepared to send troops into these republics to impose martial law, if you order us to, or we will help you enforce economic sanctions against them. What is our decision? We can declare martial law to impose order in the rebellious Baltic republics. We use troops to enforce economic sanctions that will bring the Baltic republics back in line. We negotiate a settlement giving the Baltic republics more political independence within the context of the Union. Or do we give the Baltic republics their complete freedom? There is no way to save the Union in this game. Like, I don't think we send the troops in, it isn't going to save us. No matter what we do, I don't think we can save them. It is very hardline of me to send the troops in. Do we negotiate a... man. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I think if we send the troops in, it's going to cause unrest even further. We'll do it. We'll send the troops in. We'll send the troops in. Let's see what happens. Civil citizens resist the troops. Even the declaration of martial law and the presence of Soviet troops could not break the spirit of the Baltic people. Well, listen, the Soviet Union is always going to collapse in this game. It's just... The president declared martial law in the Baltics yesterday and imposed strict curfew. We're going to lose them anyway. It's going to happen. This is always a possibility, always an eventuality. And now everyone's going. Everyone's going, look. Poland's going. Hungary's going. Estonia's gone. Latvia's flipping lost. Lithuania, surprisingly, is still with us. And surprisingly, we've not lost that much of an approval. That's mad. That's mad. How far it's fallen in the years we've started. There's not much we can do. There really isn't much we can do. Remember, this could all be a lie. They may hate me. We can't rely on these approval ratings. Ugh. Right. 1989. Let's do it. Let's do it. Happy New Year, friends. Happy New Year. How are we going to survive this year? We ain't. We just ain't. Outrage grows among Soviet citizens as the death tolls in Afghanistan mount. Here we go. Right. Coming out of Afghanistan, it's what we need to do. People are hating it. We need to come out of Afghanistan. It's just a matter of fact. That war needs to end. What's our own news got to say? The world was shocked today, oh man, by the news of a disastrous earthquake which devastated Armenia, leaving thousands dead. Well, that was a tragedy that genuinely happened, wasn't it? Jeez, right. What crisis are we going to get then? KGB. About Afghanistan first? Yeah. Let me just take a sip, sorry. Of my icy drink. Comrade President, we are aware of the continued movement in the Politburo to completely withdraw the Soviet troops from Afghanistan, leaving our ally government at the mercy of the capitalist-backed rebels. Most of the General Staff feel we must remain committed to the struggle regardless of the cost, while others feel we can maintain our national interests while operating at a reduced level of troops and supplies. Few of our officers even agree that the demoralization of the troops and the society in general makes it urgent we pull back at once. If we pull out, at least negotiate a symmetrical deal so the US stops supporting the guerrillas at the same rate that we withdraw. Oh, this is all very Rambo 4, isn't it? It's dedicated to the brave fighters of the Mujahideen. So, do we maintain the war effort at its current level regardless of the cost? The public will hate that. Do we reduce the level of Soviet commitment? That's just a very American way of dealing with Afghanistan. Do we pull the Soviet forces out completely? Do we negotiate a pullout that is coordinated with... Yeah, let's negotiate. Let's negotiate a pullout of Afghanistan. Oh. The US today flatly rejected our Soviet proposal for the unilateral withdrawal of Afghanistan. US-Soviet relations have been strained lately, and the US claimed that they do not trust the Soviets in such an endeavour. Flipping Yanks, man. The flipping Yanks. Sorry to my American friends. It's not you who's doing this, but the government of 1989, is that George Bush Sr.? Or is it still Ronald Reagan? Ronald Reagan? Yeah. Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall. Yeah. Reagan. Bush is 90, isn't he? Maybe? I can't remember. Well, so that leaves us with a good choice for Afghanistan. What are we going to do now then? Flipping heck. Council of Ministers now want to chat. Yeah, the earthquake. So, Comrade President, the situation in Armenia is horrendous. A massive earthquake has killed more than 25,000 people and destroyed an enormous amount of property. We doubt our emergency fund can handle this crisis. Should we request aid from the West, or is our communist pride too great to let us accept money from a capitalist source? Ask the West for aid to deal with the terrible tragedy that's befallen the citizens of Soviet Armenia. Or it would be degrading to ask the West for aid. I think the hardliners are going to hate it, but I think we have to ask for aid. We have to. 25,000 people dead. We've got to ask for it. We've just got to ask for world help. We've got to. It's the morally right thing to do. The flipping Americans, man. The goddamn Americans. The US today turned down a Soviet request for emergency earthquake relief. The president offered his condolences to those suffering in Armenia, but maintained that they could offer no help during these troubled times. Are you kidding me? That is outrageous. Absolutely. I'm going to remember this, America. Next time you ask for aid. Flipping it. That's outrageous. Oh, fuck. We have carefully investigated the recent transport slowdowns and can report they have indeed been a result of a very harsh winter. Right, okay. I don't know what that means, but thanks, KGB. Oh my god. Everything's going wrong. The environmental conditions are deteriorating with each year. We must correct this situation. You're right. We must, but how? We have no money. Flipping heck. 1989 is a tough year. Oh, who wants me now? Solidarność. You cowards. Comrade President, the so-called Solidarity Movement, the CIA movement in Poland, is gaining strength and challenging the legal basis of the communist regime we favour. They could set a disastrous precedent, Eastern Bloc precedent, by establishing free elections in their country. Should we intervene? If we do, to what extent? Should we send troops, money? Should we be content issuing press statements condemning them? In view of the fact that they are gaining strength, should we consider backing them? Oh. Well, sending troops to Estonia ended well. Oh, flipping heck, man. I just don't think there's any way to keep Poland. But what do? We throw official Soviet support behind Solidarity? No. Do we ignore the situation? Do we issue a press statement? Oh, what a measly worded reply to Poland. Do we prop up the Polish government with more money? I don't know how we deal with this. I don't know how we deal with this. I just want to give up. Right. Let's roleplay this properly with the hardliners. We sent troops into Estonia and it didn't work. It didn't work. So would we send the troops in again? We wouldn't throw support behind solidarity. But a press statement seems so thick. And we don't have the money. So we're going to send troops in. And we've lost them all, yes! We've lost them. We've lost the Soviets. The president today, amidst a growing crisis, agreed to send troops to the Warsaw Pact troops into strife peace. But look at it. We've lost Poland. Poland is gone. Czechoslovakia is barely here. We're losing Belarus and the Ukraine and Moldova. Holy shit. Okay. Estonia has succeeded. Yep. Is that quicker than in real life? Let me Google very quickly. It says so today they've announced their succession. The Soviet Navy will sorely miss the use of the port of Tallinn. So when did the Estonian... That's not how you spell Estonia, Chris. Estonian Soviet Republic. When did that leave the USSR? Oh, they left in 90. So we're a year. Oh, we've sped up. We've sped up that succession, have we? Flipping heck. Oh no, we had the singing. They had the singing revolution in '88, which is what yeah. Oh man. Well, bye Estonia. It was good to have you. Your beautiful city of Tallinn is going to be missed because it is a beautiful city. The rest of you, I'm sorry. Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Oh, Comrade President, a policy was proposed at the Warsaw Pact meeting this morning that no member nation has the moral right to interfere in the internal affairs of any other nation. This would certainly lead to our allies feeling more independent of our control. Do you want me to agree to this proposal, reject it, or reserve comment until we study? Flip. Oh, this is effectively breaking up the Warsaw Pact in '89. But our aim is the aim here, and I need to get into my head, the aim here is for us to stay in power for as long as possible, not to keep the Warsaw Pact together, because I don't think there's a way to do it. There's not a way to do it. So now number one priority is keeping us in power in the Kremlin. Are the hardliners going to hate this? Do we agree to the policy that we should not interfere? Do we reserve comments? Oh man, I don't know what we do. I certainly feel this episode's going a lot longer, and the year 89 is really hard. So sorry, this one may go a little bit longer than half an hour. Do we agree? Oh, flip. I don't think we can reject it. Because even if we reject, we can't keep these nations here by force. We're just going to cause public resentment against us. Right? And this just feels like ignore the policy. Let's do it. We're going to ignore it until further review. Study called for. The Soviet Union refused to vote yesterday on the Warsaw Pact proposal for non-interference. The president asked for more time to study the matter. It may come back to bite us in the backside, but we'll see. Oh my god. The year 1989 is hard. Comrade President, our Warsaw Pact allies are announcing their allegiance to the treaty and in many cases restoring free elections and even ousting the communist government. Under previous administrations, we would have used troops, our strong economic sanctions, to keep our allies in line. In the new international atmosphere, would you prefer to sign new treaties giving them freedom to withdraw from the Warsaw Pact but maintaining strong economic ties, even allowing them to go all together? Oh my god. This is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. We're just getting bad news after bad news. Oh, man. Do we send the troops in to protect the governments? Do we use strong sanctions to keep them in line? Do we negotiate? Well, right, let's think this through. What's going to happen? We use strong sanctions. The Americans are going to prop them up, right? If we negotiate a new treaty, eliminating the military alliance but keeping strong economic ties, follow a policy of non-interference and let the Warsaw Pacts find their own nation. Or do we send the troops in? Sending troops in is so us. It failed in Poland. It failed in Estonia. What makes me think it's going to succeed this time? I think we negotiate a new treaty. What do you think? Let's do it. Well, Germans have gone. Yep. A year early as well. They've announced they're casting ties with us. They're going to reconcile with West Germany. Jeez, a year earlier as well. So we are changing history. We're speeding up the destruction of the Soviet Union. Jesus Christ, lads. Latvia's gone. Lithuania's gone. Everyone's going. We've still got Romania, though. Good old Nicolae Ceausescu is still holding on to power there. Not for long. It's 1989. He's going to be gone soon. Poland have split after years of agitation from Solidarity and other nationalist labour groups. Poland has split itself off from the Eastern Bloc and declared itself free. Oh, I need a stiff drink here, guys. Hungary have gone with their dissatisfaction dating all the way back to 1956. We were doomed from the start, weren't we? The game was rigged from the start. Consumer goods is flipping gone. Oh, man. Right, Mayday approaches. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? Right. What do we do? What do we do? Let's move away from this. Style of government, military posturing, trade policy. Finally, trade policy is now perceived to be a 4. That's great. We've lost everyone. We've lost all the union. And just like, what do we... Oh, God, this is so hard. Right. We're going to have to start looking to do something about our economy. Consumer goods have gone. And I'm starting to... I hate to say it, but I feel like we're going to have to go for, call it socialism with Soviet characteristics. I feel we're going to have to start moving towards a mixed economy here. We need a new economic plan, right? I think we're going to move transitional. Just one, but that's what we're going to do. We ain't letting the media go just yet. Civil rights, we'll keep them there. Trade policy, I guess we'll keep here. Maybe even a bit further. Who are we going to trade with? Everyone hates us. I don't know what we do. Should we keep trade policy here? Consumer goods is messed up, so maybe this will help. We'll move it down. Wage control will keep complete control from us, and ownership we will keep. Like, what's highly privatized, mixture, transitional, state owned? Economically, let's just keep it there. We'll keep it isn't much of a move, but everything's slow and steady. Let's just go with that. Let's see what's going to happen, friends. Now Lithuania have gone. And it's not even April. May. Right. Sugar. We are deeply concerned with your extremist radical policy. This is because I've tried to move us transitional, innit? They're going to vote. They're going to go for a no confidence vote. They're going for a no confidence vote. That's what's coming. That's what's coming. Yep, here we go, here we go. Oh no. Council of Ministers. Comrade President, a no confidence motion has been brought against you in the Politburo. The vote will be taken this afternoon. As my staff and I see it, you have three options. Bargain with your opposition and see if you can offer them enough to call off the vote. Counter the opposition by calling in any outstanding political favours you have done. Appeal to the will of the people and hope they back you. Or brazenly face it out. Oh. Right. We ain't resigning. We ain't resigning gracefully. We ain't gonna call for a showdown because they've already told me they're tabling a motion against us. I don't think the people will back us. So it's a choice between calling in a political favour or bargaining. We're going to bargain. We're bargaining. I want to hold on to every little bit. President forced to deal. The president narrowly avoided losing a vote of confidence in the Politburo today. Rumour has it that numbers of the opposition were considerably enriched by the experience. Well, we're still in power, but we're a puppet to the people. Oh, man. Jesus. Not much I can do there, is there, really? Not much I can do. At least we survived. And now the Americans have some news. Outcries for democracy in China were violently suppressed, resulting in the brutal massacre of student protesters. Oh, wow. Tiananmen Square then, eh? Right then. It's going to ask us how we want to deal with that. I don't remember this from the game. So that's interesting. I don't remember what we have to do. It's going to ask us whether we... But it's going to definitely... What was it going to say? Do you want to condemn China? Comrade President, the Chinese leaders have brutally suppressed a student protest in Tiananmen Square in Beijing, with hundreds of people being killed. Should we praise the communist leaders for their decisive action, condemn their repression, or remain silent? What are we gonna do? What do we do? Oh man. I don't feel like we're in any position to condemn the Chinese leadership after we sent tanks in to Estonia and Poland. Let's praise them. Let's praise the Chinese for their good. Chinese leaders lauded. The president yesterday praised the Chinese leaders for their forceful handling of the chaos in Tiananmen Square. This state cannot allow itself to be held hostage by reactionary elements promoting chaos. Okay. I mean, that sounds very hardline communist to me. So let's see what that does. I mean, in terms of our foreign relations, we're amazingly still doing well. Oh, here they come again, the Americans. Oh no. Oh no. Outbursts of ethnic violence in Armenia and Azerbaijan have grown into a religious war. Oh, bum. Well, isn't that sad? As we know, that is a conflict that unfortunately still rears its head. Oh, that is sad. It's weird, because this game is 30 years removed from the history of it, you forget how, even though it was 30 years ago, how much of an impact that is having on the world still today. Like, you just... Yeah, it's mad. History is just mad. Comrade President, open fighting has broken out in the Nagorno-Karabakh region of Azerbaijan between Azerbaijanis and ethnic Armenians. Though we know there are some who would counsel you to merely send negotiating teams or increase the economic spending in the area, we feel the only way to guarantee people's safety and peace within the region is to declare martial law. I actually agree. KGB. But the options it's given us then: declare martial law in Azerbaijan and send troops to preserve law and order. Do we send a presidential envoy to negotiate a settlement? Or do we increase economic spending to Azerbaijan to create a sense of economic well-being that will discourage violence? We're sending troops in. Let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. President declared martial law, yep, to keep the peace. We'll see. I mean, it's probably not going to make a difference. Flipping out. 1989 has been a hell of a year. What a hell of a year. Oh my god, there's more. Lenin was right when he said there are weeks where it feels like decades have happened and decades where nothing happens. I paraphrase the quote. But flipping heck, this has been an exhausting video and much longer than I expected. We'll try and get to the end of 89 and finish this episode. But flipping heck, man. What a time. Let's just get to the... Oh, more news. I'm just exhausted. Outrage grows amongst the Soviet citizens' death tolls in Afghanistan. We're going to have to... The Yanks... Sorry, I call them the Yanks again. I'm sorry, American listeners. You know and viewers, you know I mean absolute love to you. And I very much appreciate what you watching this video. I do. You know I do. So, man. We're now in even worse terms in terms of the balance. So we need to cut money before we can even spend money. So we're gonna cut the military spending by a lot. We're going to cut troop spending. We're sending all the troops in, but we're cutting spending. We're cutting troop spending by a lot. We are going to cut... I mean, we don't have much of a Soviet bloc left, do we, really? So we're going to... We're going to cut military things by 8. Space down to 3. We're going to... Emergency fund. We kind of need emergency fund. We'll cut our foreign aid spending by 2. It's going to be awful. I mean, I feel really bad, but... And then we're going to cut administration by a few. We're going to... I don't want to cut public services. I don't want to cut them because we need this stuff. Oh man, these guys are... Can I cut you to 6 moderates? Cut the Liberals to 5. Yeah, across the board. We need to... Services is what we need to do. We'll put you... We'll round you up to... We'll give you what you want. We'll give you what you want. We're going to boost the food by 10. We have 5 left to play over. So we're going to boost construction by 1. The transportation we're going to boost by 2. And manufacturing. Have we already done manufacturing? I don't know. We'll boost you by some as well. Hopefully it'll increase some of our output, but... Right, we'll go for it. We'll see what it does. Food is doing okay at the moment. It's not in crisis. Nothing's in crisis yet, which is interesting. This is going to be Afghanistan. This has got to be Afghanistan. Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Nicolae Ceausescu's going to go and get himself shot, isn't he? Comrade President, the protests in Timisoara, again, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, in Romania have spread to Bucharest. President Nicolae Ceausescu and his wife Elena have been captured by rebellious elements in the by rebellious elements in the army and have been murdered. They have. Horrifying. What action do you wish to take? We can, of course, provide military support to the fraternal government in Romania, or we can simply offer to send medical aid to whatever government's in power. I don't know. At this point, keeping the Soviet Union together and the Warsaw Pact is broken. Romania, how long are they going to stay with us, really? We could send the troops in to help restore order. Congratulate the people of Romania on finally attaining freedom and offer necessary medical aid. No. Announce that the situation is under study. Let's send the troops in. Let's keep with our gimmick. Order restored. Hey! Sending the troops in worked. That's a surprise. At the request of the Romanian authorities, 2 units of Soviet paratroopers have sent to Bucharest to help restore order. Soviet soldiers entered the city, were greeted with a noisy demonstration of love and affection. I don't know if that's true. And we're losing Romania. We're losing them. Can I move across the country? How's Mongolia? Does Mongolia like us? Yeah, they're still okay with us. We made it through 89. What a hell of a year. We're gonna stop it there. This video has gone on way too long. I hope you've made it to the end. If you're anything like me, you are probably stressed out. But I am amazed that even if they're lying, which they probably are, we still maintain a 71% approval rating. I just don't think that's true, but wow, okay. So, if you're enjoying the series, if you're like me and stressing out, please consider subscribing and watching this turmoil continue. If you have suggestions on, I don't know, what you would have done in situations, then let me know in the comments below. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, that would also be awesome. And yeah, I really, really, really do appreciate you taking the time to sit and watch this and play this with me. I really do appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you for sticking around. We'll see you in the next one. 1990. What a year it will be. The year I was born. So at some point, the timeline will catch up to me. Oh, God, 89 was a hell of a year. What a year. Right. Stay safe out there, my friends. Much love. We'll see you in 1990.